Josh Ross. Sadly for him, we won't be seeing that with him today.
That amazing roar when he won last year, we won't see again, as you say. But it does create an opportunity for someone else, and maybe that is the favourite, Adrian Mott.
And he is the hottest of hot favourites, and this is the reason why his heat win on Saturday, he looked ultra impressive.
As you can see, he's at about the 70-metre mark. He turns on the afterburners and he really streets the field, like a good store gift favourite should. And
perhaps he might have too much time to think about it. Many a gift has been won and lost between the ears.
Well, we've seen plenty of them, Peter, and that's the thing, that the sixth semi-final, the last one, there's some quality athletes coming up in the first few semis. He's got to hold it together.
Part of the reason Adrian Mott is a hot favourite is his handicap of 7.
National heroes flocking to a country town whose name is synonymous with mystique, romance and intrigue. But in decades gone by, this was the domain of the purely pro runner and his elite company over 120 metres. So now this magnificent Easter tradition is upon us once again, an intrinsic part of the Australian psyche. And the question remains, who will etch their place in history in this milestone 125th running of the world's richest foot race?
And the second in 127 years.
Johnson, we've also got Adam Miller in there as well. Evan King's a possibility. Daniel Burgess, of course, so that's always a frantic place is the betting ring. But out here in the middle, we're lucky enough to have Steve Brimacombe, the man that is coaching the absolute favourite. That's Adrian Mott. And Brimmer, you won it in 91. Now you could be coaching the next stall gift winner. But how did you guys get together? Because it was after the semi-final last year that you thought this kid might have something.
Yeah, that's correct. I saw him go down in the semis. He didn't get through, unfortunately, but he ran a reasonable time. It was about 12:50, and I just thought he was really raw. I happened to speaking to him that night across the road in the Gift Hotel, and he told me that he was looking for a brand new coach. So we took it from there.
So you can see him there running in the blue, and Steve Brimacombe certainly enjoyed it. Look, there is an opportunity that Steve Brimacombe could become the man who will be the first gift winner to coach a gift winner. After the break, though, don't forget we are getting straight into the semi-finals. Australia's fastest man, Patrick Johnson, will be running in semi-final number 1 right here for the 125th running of the Australia Post.
Fastest man in Australian history, Patrick Johnson, who has run a 9.93. He is off 0.5 of a metre. And then in white we have Rod Buchanan, according to our list here. Luke Whitney in blue, Matthew Eddy in yellow. Stephen Boyle is in green, Evan King in pink, and Rodney Matthews, according to this list, is in black. And that's interesting because that is not the list that we have.
No, I think you'll find it's Matthew Pilkington in white, but Patrick Johnson, what a thrill that he is here off half a metre. He's run 9.93 in Tokyo a few years ago, but he would be ideally suited to run on the grass track.
OK, now just to confirm, it is Matthew Pilkington in white here, and Leon Burkhart is the man in black, as we have it supplied.
I think from the Saturday's heats that the green, Stephen Boyle, and the evergreen, Evan King, who's going to run in pink. Evans run about 1,000 stall give semi-finals.
Well, he was runner-up in 97 in the final to Daniel Millard. He finished 4th in the 2004 final. He was a semi-finalist in 2001, 2002 and 2005. So it's a fair bit to say he knows his way up the track. So can Patrick Johnson do it from all the way back there on 0.5 of a metre? It would take a terrific performance. And he was just a little over-anxious there. Murray McPherson telling the runners to walk to their blocks, and now tells them with a separate command to get on your blocks. Boyle in green, King in pink, Johnson in red.
Stand up, runners!
Ooh, and luckily Murray McPherson ordered the runners to stand up because Patrick Johnson was going to be pinged a metre.
Yes, he was very unsteady, and I think that it's all about learning how to start in the pros, because it's a slightly different mechanism than what Patrick will be used to, and he can't afford to be pulled a metre when you're back on a half.
Now, doesn't it just go to show that even at 33 years of age, even when you've been a multinational champion, that in this environment it's different and it makes the nerve endings jangle a little bit.
There's a lot of pressure out there.
Get on your marks.
Patrick Johnson will need to get the best possible start from back there, but he can't anticipate. Johnson left pretty well, Boyle away well, so was Eddie in yellow, and King's going well in pink too. King, Boyle and Eddie have it. Johnson is starting to fly in the last little bit. It's the pink in front from the green, and Evan King has just got there, I think, from Stephen Boyle. Patrick Johnson making up late ground, but it is tight. Maybe Evan King is through to the final for the third time.
Oh, well, that was a fantastic run from the out mark. Evan, as I say, he's been here so many times that he knows how to run here. And I think that it looked like he got it on the line, but look at the start here. Johnson got a very good start from a half a metre, but it's a long, long way to catch up. Out the front, you've got Burkhardt and Evan King in the pink, Stephen Boyle in the green, and Evan King has just put a little space on them, and now he's using all his experience to keep relaxed as the field starts to come at him. Johnson can't make it up from there. Oh, it's a bit closer than I thought, Peter.
Yeah, I still fancy Evan King, but it is extremely close. There's been a big throw from the man in green. It's a little deceptive from that angle, but if I had to separate them, I think Evan King's probably just got there from Stephen Boyle. Patrick Johnson, there he is. The problem, of course, from 0.5 of a metre, as Evan King is confirmed as the winner, you have to spend so many petrol tickets early to get up to them, and then you're out of gas by about the 100-metre mark.
Yes, and first time on grass, it's a different mechanism in how to run, but fantastic.
And here is the veteran, Evan King, with Ian Cohen.
Evan, congratulations. You're the first man through to the 125th running of the Australia Post Stall gift. Well done. How does it feel?
It just feels fantastic. There's nothing like running here. I love it.
It's your third final. What sort of experience do you think that's going to stand you in comparison to some of the other youngsters?
I'm 35. I've got 3 kids, so I'm going to be relaxed, and they're going to have to chase me down.
Evan, will you be relaxed though in the next hour or so in the lead-up?
I may fall asleep.
Evan King, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
0.1 metres per second, so that's a pretty good effort. Now, runners getting ready for the second of the gift semi-finals, and it features a man Nigerian-born, now representing Australia, Ambrose Ezenwa, who of course represented Australia at the Commonwealth Games recently in the track competition, the 2004 National 200 champion. And he is back on 1.5 metres. There is Ambrose Ezenwa. And if he doesn't get through here, you'd fancy his chances in the back markers because he's won it 4 times.
Yes, well, he's made the back markers his own, but he ran pretty well on Saturday. He ran 12.46. Also got through in the reportage of running 12.41. So he's thereabouts. If Evan King's run about 12.36, it puts Ambrose just in the mix. And off 1 1.75, he's got to be right on the mark.
Yeah, let's have a look at the runners here. There's the pink, and that's Warwick Vale coming off 11 metres. He's a Storman from Geelong, and his brother is a past winner of the 400 final. So just running through the field, it's Ambrose Ezenwa from 1.5 metres in red, John Adams in white from 6.75 metres, 200 finalists last year, Craig Brown from blue, 7 metres, Customs clerk from Tullamarine, Simon Crichton from yellow, 7.75 metres, 27 years of age from Fremantle, his 3rd successive semi-final. Matthew Callard from green, 9.75 metres, the electrician from Hoppers Crossing, 6th semi-final in the past 7 gifts for him. We've seen Warwick Vale from pink, 11 metres from Geelong, and Andrew Mullen from black, 11 metres from Paran, his 4th semi-final in a row. He won the 70 metres here in 2004. He's actually coaching, and he has 4 athletes running here, one of whom will be in a final later on. Callard's had a little bit of a groin niggle, which has been troubling him. You won't miss the footwear of Andrew Mullen there in the black, but certainly Ezenwa is the man to beat. There is the start list. Who are the other men to beat, Chris?
Well, after Saturday's heats, I think that John Adams off 6 3/4, he was very impressive in his heat 23. He ran 12.27. He's the man to catch. He's got a couple of metres purely on time, Peter. Just purely on time. He's got a couple of metres up. And Ambrose Ezenwa's got his race cut out for him to get up on top of John Adams as early as he can.
Although it's not a bad draw for Ezenwa, in that the first man that he's got to catch is really the man overall that he's got to catch. If he can catch him, he might win.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So Ezenwa from 1.5. now from Carlingford in New South Wales, in red. The man to catch, John Adams in white, Andrew Mullen in black, also with a good time, 12:35 on Saturday. Second semi-final of the Australia Post Stall Gift for 2006. And Zenwa making them wait, using all of his experience, taking a long time to get settled.
Stand up, runners.
And that is part of the reason, I think, that Murray McPherson has asked the runners to stand up, Chris.
Yes, and you picked it, Peter, that the fact that Ambrose was taking his time. Murray is a fantastic starter. He won't allow them to...
Down a little bit quicker, please, runners.
Yes, and we heard it just then that Ambrose was taking far too long. Murray's a terrific experienced starter and won't let them get away with that.
So Zenwa pushing the envelope just a little bit too much. 29 years of age, born in Nigeria, proudly wore the green and gold at the Commonwealth Games. Semi-final number 2.
Set!
Off they go, Zenwa, a good start. Adams appeared to stumble just a little bit after the start. Now he gets going. Vale and Mullen going well out wide. The blue coming through. Brown now getting to him is Adams. Adams coming after Brown, and Mullen over on the far side has held on to beat them all. Andrew Mullen ran a quick time, as we said, in the heat on Saturday, and he is through to his first Stall Gift final. The handicap proving too much for Ambrose Zenwa. John Adams, I'm not sure. I just felt that he half stumbled a little bit at the start.
Well, we'll have a look at it here, and he certainly... Oh, look, his hips drop. Well picked up, Peter. His hips drop, and Craig Brown's got away from him, and Adams is under pressure all the way. But Andrew Mullen, 11 metres, that's what you've got to do. Catch me if you can. Get out in front and run hard. And with the black socks, it looks like he's got on as well. So he's won that clearly, and that is a fantastic. Use your handicap. And he's done exactly the right thing. Got himself through to a Stall Gift final. 31
years of age from Paran. As I said, he's now a coach, so all he has to do is show that videotape to his students and say, that's what you've got to do. Andrew Mullen through to his first Stall Gift final. And let's hear from him now with Ian Cohen.
Andrew, congratulations, your first Stall Gift final. How are the nerves now? You've done the semi-bit, now you've just got the final.
Yeah, pretty pumped, very focused, and feel good.
The time was a 12:58, but there was quite a headwind. What were conditions like out there?
Yeah, look, there was a bit of a breeze, but I don't think you'd notice that when you're running down the track.
What about the mind games? Ambrose Zenwa just making you wait a little bit. Could you hear him coming at all? You're off 11. You said, catch me if you can.
Absolutely. Plan is to get out as far as I can before they catch me, and perhaps the line will beat them, and finishing line did beat them.
Congratulations, Andrew. Andrew Mullen through, the second man through to the Australia Post Stall Gift final.
And as Ian Cohen mentioned, a time there of 12:58, and we'll get the wind reading in just a moment as we come up towards the third of the Stall Gift semi-finals, featuring Daniel Batman, another Commonwealth Games representative. And let's get the wind reading here. Minus 2.7, so it was a massive headwind there in the second semi-final. So 12.36 into a headwind for Evan King, 12.58 for Andrew Mullen into a massive headwind of 2.7 metres per second. There is the result. So 12.58 the official time. John Adams in 12.71 second, Warwick Vale 12.72 third, and Zenwa finishing up in last placing. The handicap too big to make up in 12.92 in semi-final number 2. So to the third of the semi-finals, there is Daniel Batman, married to Nova Peris, and he is the second best all-round sprinter that Australia has ever had, behind Dean Capobianco on times. He's run a 10.1900, a 20.44 200 and a 45.02 400. That's remarkable. Nathan Ward out there in the pink, 24 years of age, reaching his first semi-final at Stall in 6 years of coming here. And Chris Toohey is a man in white who's been here before. He was beaten 0.01 of a second by Jason Hunt back here 2 years ago, Chris Toohey, and finished 5th in the final last year and 5th in the final in 2003. So that would be some achievement, Chris, to make it through to a 4th Stall Gift final.
Well, I think only Greg Sadler has done that as in Stall history. But Daniel Batman, last year he ran like a donkey last year, and he's learned a lot. He's been on the grass. He's learned how to, over the last few weeks since the Commonwealth Games, been out on the grass track, learning what it's all about. And he ran pretty well on Saturday, Peter. The thing that he's got to remember is it's 120 metres. It's not 60 metres. He started to get a bit of the wobbles up after 60 as he wasn't catching them. But a much more impressive run. I think he's learning all the time. And looking forward very much to see what he's got to come up with. He's got to catch the pink, which is Nathan Ward. And he ran a 12.26 on Saturday, so he's going to be out there amongst it again. These front markers, they're going to use their mark and get out there and run hard.
Indeed. And Nathaniel Cool is the man in the black here, so it's Batman red, Tui white, Hoffman blue, Dixon yellow, Izard green, Ward pink, and Cool in black.
Get on your marks.
1.75 metres for Daniel Batman. Broke in his repechage. So it was a pretty good effort to get through.
Stand!
And away, Batman off to a good start from the back mark. Out quickly was the blue in Hoffman. Leads from Tui, coming at him strongly. Tui coming after Hoffman. The green is also up there. Izard Tui might make it through to the fourth. Finally has. Tui's got through again. Down goes Shane Izard, the green. But Chris Tui, what a durable athlete he is. Through to the final once again of the Australia Post Store Gift.
Well, that's a remarkable achievement because he's got Ryan Hoffman, who's a beach sprinter, got a great start, but Tui's come with him. Daniel Batman's probably just haven't been able to get onto the pace. But out the front, you can see Ryan Hoffman putting in some good strides, but Tui just ever so slowly grabs him. And as the ropes go down, which is about 100 metres, he's got that field covered. A blanket finish for second, and Daniel Batman has run a great race to get up probably right on the pace. But Chris Tui, 4 Store Gifts.
That's incredible, absolutely incredible. As we said, he was beaten by 0.01 by Jason Hunt in 2004 and might have thought that his opportunity of ever winning the gift had gone by him. But he's got another opportunity, and do you reckon that he's happy about it? Chris Tui through to the fourth final of the Store Gift.
Well, Peter, I'll ask him whether he's happy or not. Chris, Greg Sadler's the only man that's actually got through to 4 finals. You're now in your 4th final.
Yeah, 4 in a row. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. Just, yeah, real happy. I love it here.
You want to take that extra step though, don't you? Just tell us how much it burns and hurts after being in 3 finals so far.
Oh, it doesn't burn or hurt. Now you come here to run, come here to make the final. I've only got to hopefully beat, well, there'll be 5 other blokes in there. Hopefully I can beat them all, but you never know.
And just quickly show us the bandage. Where did that come off? Are you just trying to put the bookies off there?
Nah, hurt myself real bad on Saturday, and my good doctor, Dr. Rowan Armstrong, he's been working on me non-stop since then, and he's got me there, so big thanks to him, my coach, and all my stable as well.
Chris Tui, the 3rd man through to the final of the 125th running of the Australia Post Store Gift.
And what an achievement it is by Chris Tui. 3 semi-finals down. We'll take a break and be representative. And he's got a big task here, but he hasn't got a bad mark, Chris Perry, of 2.25 metres.
For a man who's run 10.26, 2.25 metres is a very, very good mark. Whether he can use it or not into this slight headwind and on a little bit spongy track, Pete, it's got to be said that they've had a lot of rain over the last couple of days. It's a little bit spongy, but he's off 2.25. He's got to be right in it. In the white is actually Matt Carter.
Yeah, so just disregard that start list and I'll tell you who they are. Adam Miller comes out of red, Matt Carter out of white, Jared Marr out of blue, Cam Dunbar yellow, Brett Robinson in green, Andrew Wilcox is in pink, and Peter O'Dwyer is in black.
This is going to be a cracking semi-final, Peter, because you got the old bloke Peter O'Dwyer, who just got run out by Evan King in his heat, and the young up-and-coming brilliant sprinter in Adam Miller in the red.
Walk your blocks.
And in green, in the green, Brett Robinson, beach sprinter, who's also in great form.
Get on your marks.
So can Adam Miller do it from way back there on 2.25 metres? Fourth semi of the gift. Miller left really well from back there. Carter and Marr got out well. So did the black O'Dwyer, giving them something to catch. Robinson coming through now in green. Still O'Dwyer. Robinson making a bit of a dive at him, and the red flying in the last little bit. But Robinson, I reckon, has got there and just got O'Dwyer. And Miller absolutely flying in the final stages, has finished third.
Well, we thought that that's where it was going to come from, Peter, and I think Brett Robinson's just got Peter O'Dwyer. And I think that'll be pretty quick too, because Peter O'Dwyer, as you can see out in the black, he's got a very good start. He's always been a brilliant starter, Peter O'Dwyer. He's just a bit older now. But Brett Robinson starting to come up alongside him, and Adam Miller in the red making up heaps and heaps of ground.
Didn't he?
We're coming at about the 90-metre mark, and O'Dwyer is still in front. Robinson and Miller straining, and yeah, it looks like Robinson's just got Peter O'Dwyer.
He has made up so much ground, Adam Miller. He was a realistic chance at about this point here, but Robinson, just with the throw, has just got there from the black Peter O'Dwyer, the 40-year-old. And it was a terrific effort by Brett Robinson, the 26-year-old world beach sprint champion of 2004. Here he is with Ian.
Brett, a time of 12:28, the fastest so far. You were pushed all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know who was out in front, but they just kept hanging out there forever, and I was just trying to chase him down. I just thought, I'll just stay relaxed and you'll get there eventually. But and then Red came over, and I thought, oh God, it's all over. But I'm lucky enough to get through. So
was it all to do with the throw on the line?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was pretty close to what I saw in the footage there, but I don't really care. I'm through the Stawgift final.
You're a beach sprint champion on sand, on grass. You want to be a part of history. How desperately?
Oh, more than you'd know, probably. This is my 9th trip down here, and last year made the final, and it was the first time I actually saw the race up on the big screen just before, and put back a few memories, so I'm willing to reverse that this year.
Peter, Brett Robinson, the 4th man through to the final of the Australia Post Stawgift.
And the quickest time so far, as Ian Cohen said, 12:28. So he's given the last two semi-final runners something to think about.
And yet you look at Adam Miller and Peter O'Dwyer, the old bloke out in front was the one he was trying to catch, who have just missed out, Peter. You know, they must have run 12:30 and are out.
Yeah. So Adam Miller, a terrific run, maybe appointed to the backmarkers later on. There is the result. Brett Robinson, 12:28 by 1/100th of a second over Peter O'Dwyer, 12:29. Adam Miller, great run from him, 12:33 off 2.25 metres. And Matt Carter headed the remainder in 12:49 from Jared Marr, Andrew Wilcox and Cam Dunbar. Okay, on to semi-final number 5. And another interesting one. Rod Buchanan, the man out of White here, is to become a first-time father in 2 months, so he needs the cash. So let's have a look at the start list, and that is the way they will line up. Burgess out of red from Morton.